This is the Off the Beaten Path podcast with Ben Merritt.
I'm Jason Aldean.
I'm Miranda Lambert.
Hey y'all, this is Jake Owen.
And you won't be hearing any of that here.
Boy, you better do it now while you got your chance. Might not have the moves, but she wants to dance. Look at her looking at you, you lucky fool. Man, she thinks you're cool. Better grab the moment while the time is right. It'll come and go like a firefly light. She's standing there shining like a moon in a July sky. Got your own set of wheels and a full tank of gas. Hold on tight, boy, it's gonna go fast. First real taste of what it's like to be free. Ooh, summer in 16. There's a party on the circle up on Chapel Hill. Part of me's wishing I was up there still with my buddies and a beer and my first love by my side. It's 11:35. Gotta leave now 'cause she can't be late. It's a 20-minute drive and her daddy won't wait. And you need that last 5 minutes for that good night kiss. Man, I miss my old set of wheels and a cheap tank of gas. Holding on tight, we were going so fast. First real taste of what it's like to be free. Ooh, summer of 16. Sometimes those memories feel so far away. And sometimes it seems like yesterday. Got your own set of wheels and a full tank of gas. Hold on tight, boy, it's gonna go fast. First real taste of what it's like to be free. Got your own set of wheels and a full tank of gas. Hold on tight, boy, it's gonna go fast. First real taste of what it's like to be free. Ooh, summer in 16. Summer in 16.
Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. There you go. That is Josh Grider. Check him out on the web. Again, Josh Grider can be found on Facebook at Josh Grider Music and on Twitter at just Josh Grider, Grider. So I'm doing a special episode today. Today's special guest is Zane Williams. He's making a big push on radio right now with his tune Overnight Success. And kind of seems that way, actually. But this guy has been pushing hard and hard for the last 10 years, 15 years. And one of those big things that's kind of pushed him to the forefront is his exposure on television on a TV show that's entering into its second season called Troubadour Texas, Troubadour TX. And Josh Grider is one of those Troubadour Texas artists. They follow newcomers, some artists that, you know, you've never heard of before, or at least no one outside of the great state of Texas have heard of before. And they follow along with the folks that have made it. They're called the Chasers and the Livers, or I don't know. I've only watched a few episodes, and I'm enthralled. So you can find it all online. When I talk to Zane, he talks about it and how you can find the show. Again, it's a very big part of a lot of the artists that I'm going to play today's upcoming. So Josh Greider, again, he's got 4 albums out there, a couple of EPs. He's from Las Cruces, New Mexico. So again, just one of those guys that you've never heard of before, but now you've got the opportunity to catch up on pretty quickly because of Off the Beaten Path podcast and, more importantly, Troubadour Texas, the TV show. So one of the guys that's not on the show that is on the show, he's not on Troubadour Texas. You've heard of him before. His name is Matt Kennon. He's got a new EP out. You can check out that new EP. It's called 4 on the Floor, and here is the first single off of it. It's called Awful Good. Again, check out Matt Kennon on Facebook, Matt Kennon Music, and on Twitter, Matt Kennon Fans. And here it is. This is that new one for Mr. Matt Kennon. This is Awful Good on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Hit it.
Hammer down through a stop sign. Bon Jovi singing Dead or Alive. Blue lights flashing doing 95 with a trunk full of Kentucky shine. And mama prayed for me, yeah, mama prayed for me. Got no respect for authority, I'm the prodigy of an SOB. Somewhere on my twisted path, I got awful good at being bad. Awful good at being bad. Awful good. Got older, a lot bolder, long hair past my shoulder. Everything you need to know about me is all right here in tattooed ink. And mama prayed for me. My mama prayed for me. She said, oh my G.O.D., he's a menace to society. If that's what you want, girl, then I'm your man. I got awful good at being bad. Awful good at being bad. I'm awful good at being bad. And mama prayed for me, yeah, mama prayed for me. Oh my G.O.D., mama still praying for me. Guess I was born to be the devil in your daddy's dream. If you got a spark for me, I'll be on gasoline. You can do what you never could, 'cause I'm the black sheep baby of the neighborhood. Never done what I should, baby, I've been misunderstood. I'm awful good at being bad. I'm awful good at being bad.
Follow us on Twitter
Twitter everything.
at OTBP Podcast.
I hear you talking, but you don't make sense. You say you got it, but I ain't convinced. You're driving closer to the edge, that's how it feels. I know you like to keep a steady roll.
Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt, and there she is. That is Kaylee Ray Harris, and I've played Kaylee Ray on the show before, but I don't think I mentioned before that she is a member of that Troubadour, Texas TV show. Like I said, I basically just went down their roster of the Dream Chasers, and I loved every one of them, almost every one of them. You know who you are that I don't love. No, I'm kidding. I loved every one of them. So Kaylee Ray Harris, again, she is on that Troubadour, Texas. She's taking it back. It's the new EP that came out on September 17th. Check that one out. So find her on Facebook, Kaylee Ray Harris, R-A-E for Ray, and Kylie Ray Harris, Kylie R-H on Twitter. It's a lot easier on Twitter. Kylie R-H. To find her online on Twitter as well. Here we go. Another artist that is on that awesome show that is Troubadour, Texas. Matt Caldwell. Easy enough. It's Matt Caldwell Music on Facebook and M Caldwell Music on Twitter. He does a lot of behind the scenes or behind the song series on YouTube. Again, tells you a little story behind the tune, how it was written or things like that, how the, fun stories about songs that he's got. So be sure to check out Matt Caldwell, also on Troubadour, Texas. And here he is, I Know Mexico. It's the tune that he just recently released out to country music radio. So here it is from Troubadour, Texas. Here's Matt Caldwell, I Know Mexico. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
I know Mexico. Nuevo Laredo down to Jalisco. No me no habla español, but I know Mexico. I know tequila and I know limes. Yeah, me and Jose have some real good times. There's a lot of things that I don't know, but I know Mexico. I've known some pretty senoritas, man. No speak English, but they can understand. A man who likes to take it nice and slow. Yeah, I know Mexico. I know Mexico. Nuevo Laredo down to Jalisco. No me no habla español. I know Mexico. I cross the border every chance I get. You just wait until that old sun sets. My Stetson turns into a sombrero. I know Mexico. I know Mexico. Nuevo Laredo down to Jalisco. No me no habla español. But I know Mexico. If you really want the lowdown, man, just put a margarita in my hand. I know Mexico. Nuevo Laredo down to Jalisco. No me no habla español. But I know Mexico. No me no habla español. But I know Mexico.
Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/offthebeatenpath and join the conversation of new and up-and-coming country music. Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. And again, I have picked up the torch, and I decided that some country artists are worth hearing more about than you get to. It's not all about the big American Idol winners. It's not all about, the big name, big label artists. And I think I have found myself a diamond in the rough. and I'm really excited to be talking to this guy, and I just found out about him like 3 weeks ago. It's Zane Williams. Zane, how are you, sir?
Hey, you found me way out here in the weeds, off the beaten path.
Exactly. So, but no, Zane, I am it's an understatement to say that I'm very impressed with you because you, sir, are an impressive kind of guy. You've got, a bunch of albums out already, and it's just strange that, you just haven't had the backing until recently. And I'm glad that you finally do have it so that a few people get to hear you other than, myself who looks for the small name artists.
Yeah. That's my new record is called Overnight Success. And, that's sort of a tongue-in-cheek thing because technically it's my 8th album.
Wow.
I've been doing this for probably 13 years, but it really has taken me this long to just get my head on straight as an artist and figure out, who I am and really start making the best music I've ever made and finally have a team behind me, a record label and a management team and a really great band now. And I don't know why it took me so long to get it together, but now I've got it together and I'm finally ready to be that overnight success after 15 years.
All right. Before we get too far into the story behind Zane Williams and the story behind a few of the songs and the albums and all that good stuff, I have icebreaker questions just to put us all on the same level. All right.
Bring it on.
All right. They're not too difficult, so they should be actually kind of fun. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here they are. Icebreaker question number 1. Where are you right now?
I am sitting in the sunshine playroom of my house in McKinney, Texas.
Well, there you go. Texas, I mean, you Texas artists, you guys can survive on your own down there without national backing.
That's right.
I mean, geez, just talk to...
We'll point it out to you. We'll tell it to you over and over.
Yeah, just talk to... I talked to Casey Donahue not too long ago. He's a good dude. Let's see, Jack Ingram will probably tell you the exact same thing. Pat Green, obviously. Yep. So, yeah, you Texas guys, you don't need us. That's for sure.
Well, dude, I mean, I've seen most of those guys' tour buses, so I can attest to the fact that you can do pretty well down here.
Yeah, without the national backing, but it's always good to have a little bit of that. So, all right, Zane. Question number 2. Are you ready? This one's the tough one.
All right.
Because nobody has to just sit down and do one thing at one time when they're on the phone. Besides talking to me, what else are you doing right now?
I am drinking a cup of coffee.
No, it's actually not that high impact, huh?
That's about it. But I did. The reason I was kind of late calling into you is because I was putting my boy down for a nap. And I fell asleep with him.
You were taking a nap, and he fell asleep on your chest, and then you were like, "Oh wait, I got to make that phone call." That's what happened, wasn't it?
Yep.
All right. Well,
now I'm all yours, man. Just sitting here sipping some coffee.
There you go. All right. Well, no hard feelings, Zane. I can appreciate taking a good nap. I'm a pretty busy, tired guy myself too. So, all right. All right. Now, Zane, you got kind of an interesting – you and I were talking before we started recording. You've got an interesting backstory that you've got a degree that you're not using. And if I read your prep correctly on your website, you were kind of sparked back into music. You were doing music, but then you went to a real estate conference and you were like, nope, totally going to do music. I can't do this.
I've just got a long story, but to sum it up, I didn't really start thinking about doing music much until like the end of college. So, it's not like I grew up playing in a band or anything. And then I was in Nashville for 9 years. And, I had some good experiences. I was able to make a living writing songs and performing solo stuff. But after 9 years, I was just kind of frustrated with it and felt like, man, if I'm working this hard, I should be making some real money. And so I started looking into other ways to make money. And I went to this real estate conference they were doing some neighborhood redevelopment stuff where they were kind of helping the neighborhood turn itself around and also making money and at the same time. And it seemed like a good thing to do, and people were making some real money. And I was all getting gung-ho about just quitting music and starting to do that. And then I got on my guitar and at the end of the conference, I said, I've got a song that's, has a lot of similar themes to what we've been talking about. And would you guys like me to play it? And they were like, sure. And so I sing a song for this group of about 50 people, and everybody just got quiet, and they all just looked at me, and they were like, you idiot. Why are you here? Why are you even talking about real estate? You need to be doing that, dude. That's your talent. So I was like, oh, well, shoot, maybe they're right. And the aftermath of all that was that I ended up just moving back down to Texas and getting re-energized to stay with music, but to start doing it a little differently down here in Texas.
Yeah. Isn't one of the names of your albums is The Right Place? And it seems like, Texas was the right place for you to do all your music at.
That's exactly right. That was the album I made, first album I made when I came down to Texas, and that's exactly how I felt and still feel about Texas. That I really almost, it was almost just like I was just on the periphery of music and just sort of trying to do music until I came down here to Texas. And ever since I've been down here, I really have felt like an artist, and really have had developing a real fan base. And I think everything's just been getting easier and going a lot better for me since I moved down here.
Well, excellent. It's always good, to get back home, get re-enthralled, re-energized by the home roots and things like that. So yeah, that's always good. So, but you're not just hanging your hat on playing the guitar and using your vocal cords. You're also a songwriter. Most notably, sir, you wrote for Mr. Jason Michael Carroll, who we've also had on the podcast. You wrote his tune "Hurry Home," didn't you?
Yeah, I did. That's back in, I think it was 2006. I put out an independent album that had the song "Hurry Home" on it, and it's it's where the daughter runs away from home, and the father leaves a message on the answer machine saying, I still love you if you ever call back. And it was, I think it was in 2007 that, I did a show in Nashville, and some random guy walked in off the street and bought my CD, and he liked it, gave it to a friend, who then gave it to a friend who worked at a record label, and that guy ended up playing it for Jason Michael Carroll, and he recorded it. And he actually had an aunt that had run away from home, or had sort of disappeared for like 20 years, and then had called one Christmas, and he was the one that had answered the phone when she called home.
Wow!
So he had a personal connection to the song, and he recorded it, released it as a single, and it went to number 14 on the Billboard chart.
So there you go. So
that was a big deal for me. It paid off my house and all my debt, and kind of got me on my footing when I moved back down here to Texas.
Excellent. That's a huge. It was a huge song when it came out, and it touched a lot of people. I know that. So the songwriting capabilities that you have, sir, have been evident pretty much since the beginning, obviously. So
yeah, well, I'm thankful for that, and I do. That's part of what I do. Pretty much all my songs on all my albums are songs that I wrote, and mainly just songs that I wrote by myself. I think I've done one that I co-wrote, but mainly it's what you hear is just my thoughts, my worldview, for better or for worse.
Well, another one of those ones that's in all Zane Williams is it's While I Was Away. I listened to it earlier today, and it's another one of those tug on the heartstrings kind of tunes, but this one's a little more joyous, I guess, correct?
Yeah, this one is, something that I've written more recently. When we got back to Texas, we started a family, and now we've got 2 little kiddos. My son just turned 4, and I'm working a lot now, more than I ever have, doing gigs and traveling. And I got home late one night and noticed his toys scattered around, and I could tell, he'd been playing and having a lot of fun. And I started thinking about some of the times I'd missed out on, and just while I was away, just came from a very, very honest, very raw, emotional place for me. And a lot of, I've, been playing it around, and there are a whole lot of working fathers and mothers that can relate to it. So,
absolutely. And well, sir, we're going to take a quick break, listen to it right now, and we'll come back and we'll chat about you a little bit more, and maybe even get a little bit of that overnight success story in there as well. All right.
Perfect.
All right, so here you go. This is the first one that we're going to play tonight. It's from Zane Williams, While I Was Away. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast.
By the time I made it home, you were already in bed, chubby cheek pressed to your pillow by a bedtime book you'd read. And I noticed that you looked older than you did yesterday. You've been growing up while I was away. Made a pile of leaves in the front yard. I guess it's already fall. By the look of those pictures your mama took, the two of you had a ball. And it made me glad, but a little sad to see those games you played. I missed a lot of smiles while I was away. For every dollar I earn, there's a lesson you learn without me there. And every day I'm on the go, I'm praying that you know your daddy cared. 'Cause the hardest part about working hard ain't the bills I gotta pay. It's you growing up while I was away. Found your note in the kitchen. It's a real work of art. A stick man holding your stick hand with daddy written in a heart. And it got me good 'cause I understood just what you meant to say. You've been missing me too while I was away. For every dollar I earn, there's a lesson you learn without me there. And every day I'm on the go, I'm praying that you know your daddy cared. 'Cause the hardest part about working hard ain't the bills I gotta pay. It's you growing up while I was away. You know the hardest part about working hard ain't the bills I gotta pay. It's everything I missed while I was away.
So there you go. That's the first tune we're going to hear from Mr. Zane Williams. That's While I Was Away. And Zane, it's it's a very heartfelt song. You can hear it in every word of that one. It's a great tune.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, another Texas singer-songwriter, Pat Green, has recorded that song for his album that is supposed to come out in the fall. So
wow.
I've got my fingers crossed. I guess you never know. They say it's not final till it's vinyl,
right.
As far as what songs are going to make the album. But I've heard his version, and his whole management team and everything says it's one of their favorites on his album. And so hopefully he'll have some success with his version as well.
So
I'd love to hear other acts record my songs.
So who knows? You might be hearing the Pat Green version of that one on the radio as well. So
yeah,
there you go. You got the Zane Williams version here on Off the Beaten Path podcast, the Pat Green version on one of your favorite radio stations. Who knows? It'll be a nice little combo pack there.
Yep.
All right. Well, you and I, sir, we were talking earlier. You've been making music for 15 years now, and you already preluded to it, but Overnight Success is kind of a tongue-in-cheek, ironic title because you've got 4 albums that you're willing to talk about.
Yeah.
Dating back to like 2005, 2006, is that right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And tell us a little bit about, we touched on Hurry Home already, and then The Right Place being the one that you first recorded when you went back to Texas. So that leaves us with one. Tell us a little bit about Ride With Me.
Well, Ride With Me was from 2 or 3 years ago, and that was just a tune that, a CD that I recorded in Nashville, but have been mainly selling in Texas, and I just released it independently, and I'm real proud of it. That was one where by that time had put together a band down here in Texas, and so I took my band up to Nashville to a studio that I was comfortable with, and I that was the first CD that I really produced myself, using my Texas band. We worked on all the arrangements down here in Texas and kind of perfected it, and then we just went up to Nashville and cranked it out, and it's got some great tunes on it. Ride With Me is the title track, obviously, and that song has been recorded also by another group named Cody Johnson, the Cody Johnson Band, and they're taking off down here in Texas. Cody's super energetic entertainer and performer, so and I think Ride With Me is his current radio single down here in Texas.
Oh.
That's something cool that has come out of that album. And, I was, they're all just snapshots of where you are at that place in time. And so that album is a snapshot of that band and what I was capable of as a producer. And then my new one, Overnight Success, I think is just the best one I've ever done. I had a new producer come on board who I sort of discovered down here in Dallas, and I thought he really just knocked it out of the park in terms of the instrumentation itself, just making sure that all that instrumentation was top notch. And so I think sonically, this one is the first. They all sound good. This one I think is just the best that I've been able to do.
Well, I listened to it, like I said, a few weeks ago. I just played it from beginning to end, not knowing that you had a single out being the title track before, I got news that you were going to be hitting the national scene. So, like I said, I listened to it from beginning to end. I loved it from beginning to end, and I couldn't tell you which one was going to be the single the first time I listened to it. So, again, it's strong from start to finish. So it's a very great album.
Yeah, it's, the feedback I've been getting from everybody is that they love every song, and my radio promotion team's excited about lots of the songs. So hopefully we're going to just, we just made a video for Overnight Success, and that's the first single. And we like that as just sort of an introduction to me and who I am. And, that song doesn't sound like every other song on country radio. It's kind of funny, and it kind of tells a story, and it's memorable, and people get a kick out of it. Even if they're not musicians or whatever, we all know, we all like to kind of hear about what it's like, the behind the scenes of being a musician, and that's what that song is all about.
Yeah, the big question that everybody gets is, well, how did you get your start? And that this kind of answers it.
Oh, dude, it totally answers it in detail, because I tell you, it goes through all these different things, and then it says, congratulations, after you've done all that, you finished step 1. And I've done everything that the song talks about, I've done. So I don't want to steal too much of the thunder before you play it, but I can tell you that it is 100% autobiographical.
Well, there you go. You're feeling like you're learning a little bit something about Zane Williams when you listen to Overnight Success.
Yep.
All right. Well, Zane, we've come to the portion of the show where we pimp you. It's time for Pimp Yourself. If you tell us a Twitter, a Facebook, Instagram, do you got anything like that? Social media, we want to get in touch with you. We want to be able to follow you around and be as supportive and as fan worthy as we can with that.
Awesome. Oh, good. I'll try to make it easy on you. It's facebook.com/Zane Williams. That's my Facebook fan page, and that's where I really post every day, pretty much post, photos and videos and just updates about what I'm up to. So facebook.com/Zane Williams. And then Twitter is something I've been doing a lot as well. And my Twitter handle is Zane the Singer. So it's at Zane the Singer or twitter.com/Zane the Singer. And that's mainly it. There's some pretty cool content on ZaneWilliamsMusic.com, which is my official website.
It's a very pretty looking website too.
Yeah, it is, dude. They did a good job on that. So check that out, ZaneWilliamsMusic.com. And then the last website I'd point you to is it's actually a TV show that I'm on that it's just all about the Texas music scene, and it has that guy Cody Johnson I was telling you about, and Jack Ingram's on there, and Ray Wiley Hubbard, and this season 3 starts in the fall, and Chris Christopherson is going to be a major part of it. But it's called Troubadour Texas, and the website is troubadourtx.com, troubadourtx.com, and they've got a bunch of episodes that you can just watch online. They're each just a half an hour, and so for folks that are fans of especially the music that's off the beaten path, that's great country music that you don't always get to hear on mainstream country radio, then and anybody that's interested in what it's like behind the scenes and just trying to live this life and make it in the music business of today, that's what that show is all about, and they do a great job. So it's troubadourtx.com.
All right, well, everybody go check out all of the online outlets that Zane is on, and sir, I think my next stop after we're done here is definitely going to that website, check out that show. That sounds like a good place for me to find some artists for Off the Beaten Path.
Yep, they've got 5 or 6 that they say are living the dream, and 5 or 6 that they say are chasing the dream.
Oh.
So I'm one of the ones that's chasing the dream and trying to throw rocks at it and injure it so that it slows down enough for me to finally catch up to it, beat it into submission.
I guess that is one way to look at it. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I'm going to catch that dream. I'm going to tie it up.
Well, you, sir, are definitely on the right path to catching that dream, and I appreciate you stopping by. And, well, sir, before we leave, do you want to intro your own brand new tune?
Yes, sir. This is the title track of my new album, and it's for any of you guys out there who have ever wondered what it's like to make it in the music business. I've broken it down into a very easy-to-follow 10-step process. You, too, can be as rich and successful as Zane Williams if you'll take notes on this song. It's called Overnight Success.
First you buy an old second-hand amp with the knob that sticks. You plug a cheap Fender in, then you crank it to 10, and you learn a few haggard licks. Then you play every day for about 9 or 10 years, writing songs for your girl and blowing all your money on gear. Then you talk to a drummer who's a friend of a friend at church. He's got a buddy who's been learning the bass, so you get together after work. You play together 6 months till the band is tight. Book your first big gig on a Friday night. Step up to the mic and pray you remember the words. Then you sing them out love, or maybe love gone wrong. And you do a little drinking, do a drinking song. You make everybody dance, everybody smile, everybody feel good for a while. And when you're done, way to go, you finish step 1. Next you borrow 10 grand from your uncle and you make a CD. Good luck paying him back, cause it's a modern day fact, anybody can get it for free. shopping for a band while you work for the man. Till you're booking up gigs, you can turn in your 2 weeks. And you sing about love, or maybe love gone wrong. And you do a little drinking, do a drinking song. Make everybody dance, everybody smile, everybody feel good for a while. And when you're through, that's pretty good, but that's just step 2. 2-stepping now. Step 3, glue your hands to a steering wheel. Step 4, eat fast food every meal. Step 5 and 6, fire the original band and buy a new van. Step 7, burn out and give it up. Step 8, come back, cause it's what you love. Step 9, you finally get a shot at the big time. So you sing about love, or maybe love gone wrong. Put your whole heart and soul into every song. You make Letterman laugh and Leno smile. Stack your rewards up in a pile. And guess what's next? Everybody calls you an overnight success. Yeah, you're an overnight success. Hey, and all it really took was 20 years of blood, sweat, and tears. You know what? On second thought, maybe you should just, I don't know, try out for American Idol or something.
Are you on Twitter? Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter at OTBP Podcast.
Follow me, all right?
Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/offthebeatenpath.
I call my woman with him. He's a judge from the city. I trade a bullet for a broken heart. I chased him on up the road. And when he begged me for mercy, I'll trade a bullet for a broken heart. Oh my Lord, she was a stillborn. Oh my Lord, Dad told me from the start. Oh, I know she's never gonna love me again. But I trade a bullet for a broken heart. I saw my face on a sign. I saw my name in the papers. I've got to run until my legs go cold. County dug me a grave, but they ain't never gonna catch me. Cause I've got to run until my legs go cold. Oh my love, she was a stillborn. Oh my love, Dad tell me all along. Oh, I know she's never gonna see me again. Cause I got to run until my legs go cold. followed my scent to the top of the hillside. Cold mountain river gonna take me home. I never knew how to swim, and now there's no time to learn it. Cold mountain river gonna take me home. Oh, my love, she's resting quiet. Oh, my love, dead to me all alone. Oh, I know she's never gonna touch him again. Cold mountain river gonna take me home. Cold mountain river gonna take me home.
Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. That was Dylan Hodges. Again, Dylan Hodges, very good. He's from Muscle Shoals, Alabama. He's kind of bringing the music back. He's got a very traditional sound to him, that bluegrass Americana feel to him. The new album came out in May called Rumspringa. The tune that really got me going was he did a cover, a bluegrass Americana folk cover of Feel Good Inc. from the Gorillaz. And about 30 seconds, 45 seconds into the song, I go, I know this song. Because nobody told me the title. I just started listening to it. I just started playing it. And I go, I know this song. I know. Who is this? And they told me it's Dylan Hodges. And I go, how do I not know Dylan Hodges, but I know this song? And then it got to the part where it was really recognizable as the Feel Good Inc. And I was like, oh, that's how it's Feel Good Inc. from the Gorillaz. That one was not Feel Good Inc. That was Bullet for a Broken Heart. Again, Dylan Hodges. Check him out online. Dylan Hodges Music on Facebook and Dylan Hodges on Twitter. Dillon for Dylan, by the way. Dillon. There you go. All right. Ben Merrick taking you all the way up through some brand new stuff. And Michaelis is another one of those Troubadour, Texas artists. You know, Zane talked about the show, and now he's gotten, really involved and really good feedback from the show, and it's a spectacular show to watch. It's called Troubadour, Texas. You can find it online, obviously. But Michaelis, they're sisters from Sugar Land, Texas. They got official music video out for this one right now. This is their latest tune. It's called Shoot Straight, and it's right here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Get it out in the open.
Off the Beaten Path podcast is on Facebook. Like our page at Off the Beaten Path.
Colorado's too cold. The snow gets the best of me. 'Cause laying there beside the fireplace looks like where you ought to be. And Oklahoma's too rich with American history. It's kind of funny how it reminds me of all those books you used to read. And if I stay gone much longer, I might really go insane. 'Cause no matter where I go, well, I'll just be missing you in a Texas kind of way. And I keep seeing you in Houston, down at Matagorda Bay, and up on 6th Street in Austin, at the rodeo in Santa Fe. Might as well just lock me up in Huntsville if your memory's here to stay. 'Cause no matter where I go, well, I'll just be missing you in a Texas kind of way. And New York's got all them lights. Well, it's the city that never sleeps. Detroit can sure build me a fast car, try and outrun your memory. Montana skies go on for miles, like the love you said you had for me. But if I keep writing all these sad songs, might as well just be in Tennessee. And I keep seeing you in Houston, and down at Matagorda Bay, and up on 6th Street in Austin, at the rodeo in Santa Fe. Might as well just lock me up in Huntsville if your memory's here to stay. 'Cause no matter where I go, well, I'll just be missing you in a Texas kind of way. Here we go. And I keep seeing you in Houston, and down at Matagorda Bay, and up on 6th Street in Austin, at the rodeo in Santa Fe. Might as well just lock me up in Huntsville if your memory's here to stay. 'Cause no matter where I go, well, I'll just be missing you in a Texas kind of way. Oh, no matter where I go, well, I'll just be missing you in a Texas kind of way.
And there you go. He is the last one we're going to hear from today. That is Cody Johnson from the Cody Johnson Band. That's how you find him on Facebook, too, the Cody Johnson Band. And on Twitter, just Cody Johnson Band. Another one of those Troubadour, Texas artists. And that was Texas Kinda Way. I'm a fan of that one. So, again, I told you, a lot of great music on that show. So be sure to check it out online. Unless you live in Texas, and then I'm sure you can find it on local cable affiliates. So Cody wants to go down and say he's got a really great quote. I love this. This is how all independent artists should react. Quote, "I don't want to be labeled as Texas or Nashville. I am me. Texas, outlaw, cowboy, country, and a God-fearing man using the gift he gave me." End quote. I love that. So that is spectacular stuff. Cody Johnson, and he's doing it big with a Texas kind of way. I am Ben Merritt. Again, thank you for joining me here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. Again, every week we sit down, we listen to some brand new country music, and I try and expand your mind. Non-drug alterating, though it's all clean and sober over here, I promise. But again, there you go. That is another episode. Next week, we'll be talking to a fellow that's become kind of a friend of mine. His name is Mr. Joe Allen. You may know him. He's got a tune out on radio right now that's doing pretty good. So, but again, that's going to do it for this week. Thank you very much. If you have anything that you want to spread the word on, maybe you've got a band, maybe you're in a band, or maybe you've got a favorite band that nobody is hearing right now, send it to me, otbppodcast@gmail.com, and spread the word, not only of your favorite band, but spread the word of the show, too. Get some friends involved with this, and maybe you guys can find some new favorite music right here with Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.